Alright guys, welcome back to Total Extreme Wrestling. This is Smackdown episode 4, a couple of days late uploading it. Truth be told, I've not actually been that well. I was painting a lot and I don't know, I think maybe the fumes of the paint fucked up my head because these massive headaches and I just was not in the mood to play any games or even go on a laptop or look at any sort of screen. So that is the reason why it's been uploaded slightly later than I would have liked. But like I say, just because I've not been feeling well. Starting for next week, everything will be back to normal. Monday and Tuesday for Raw and Smackdown. Right, anyway, speaking of Smackdown, with some locker room incidents that we need to have a look at just before we get into the show. So let's go and have a quick look and look at them. We've got an incident involving Sonya Deville. I wonder what this could be. Sonya Deville brought pizza for the entire locker room, which made everyone happy. You know, I'm surprised a jobber like Sonya Deville could afford to buy pizza for the entire locker room. You think that's something fucking Vince McMahon would do, you know what I mean? Splash into his cash and buy everyone a bit of pizza, and not Sonya Deville, who's probably making about fucking $50 a night, you know what I mean? But anyway, pizza all around. Didn't even mention what flavour. But hopefully it's cheered up the Smackdown dressing room. And you see Sonya Deville providing food appears to have made things good. So we've got tonight's Smackdown. Looking forward to this show. I think it's going to be a good show. I'm actually very confident it's going to be the highest rated show we've did so far. That currently goes to episode 3, the Raw we did. Only got a 69.0. I was very disappointed with that. I thought it was a really good show, man. The angles were great. I actually put a lot of effort into writing it and shit like that. And I don't know, man. I thought it deserved a lot better than 69. But I think perhaps the matches haven't been as strong. My reason for that being is I just don't want to give away too many. I think matches should be reserved for the pay-per-view. I don't know, to me that's how a wrestling show should be booked. The TV shows should mainly be angles, promos, segments, you know what I mean, setting up, building towards the pay-per-views, and then the pay-per-views is when you've got, you know, the great matches on show. That's what you're paying for. I don't see the point of giving away all these great matches on free TV. It never really was done that way in the past, and I don't think it should be done that way now, but perhaps I might have to look at to going into some better matches. I think on Raw, with the handicap match with Seth Rollins and McIntyre and Ziggler, which was pretty good there, I believe Finn Balor versus Jinder Mahal was a pretty good match, but apart from that, it was more or less, jobber matches, or, you know, matches that just aren't draws, like lower mid-card matches. So perhaps we need to put some more of the stars wrestling on the shows from now on, and I have took that into consideration for this show. I think it's going to be a very good one. We've kind of focused more on matches here and less on promos. We'll see if it works. Anyway, let's get into the show, and hopefully we can finally break into the 70s. Right, so Smackdown opens with a video recapping last week's events. It shows Joe winning the 4-man tournament and then facing off in the ring with the champion AJ Styles, a 72B-. Good way to start the show. It's advanced 2 storylines as well, so far so good. Great start to the show. And we have the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. AJ comes down to the ring, talks about last week's number 1 contender tournament and how he is happy Samoa Joe won. AJ says that he's faced Joe plenty of times throughout his career and he's won some, but he's also lost some. However, he's never faced him in the WWE, and that 71C plus rating. So it looked like AJ was going to go and say something else there, but what is about to happen in the next segment, we do not know. The angle got the crowd hotter, and it's again the World Championship storyline has advanced. And this is what's happened. He's been interrupted by Samoa Joe. Joe's music hits. He comes out to the stage to interrupt Styles. Joe agrees with what Styles says. However, Joe states he shouldn't be happy. Joe says every time they've faced one-on-one at a pay-per-view that he has won the match and that he will win again at Summerslam. Joe says AJ might be the face that runs the place, but come Summerslam, he will just be running, period. This got an 82B rating. Fucking fantastic rating for this angle, I believe. I did not expect Joe and AJ to deliver that sort of rating and performance. You can see the segment deserved better announcing, which is kind of disappointing, but again, 82B, can't complain. The angle got the crowd even hotter, and again, the storyline has advanced with segment and gained heat, so this storyline I think should be doing really well. It's kicked off the show with some very strong ratings. Up next, the angle, no, we're okay, so that's it. Joe then heads to the back, and we have our first match of the night. And about that good heat and decent wrestling, AJ Styles defeated Rusev in 15:27. by pinfall with a Super Styles Clash. I don't think that was really necessary on SmackDown. I don't know why you couldn't have saved that for the pay-per-view or something, but Super Styles Clash to beat Rusev doesn't really make much sense, but I don't really control what happens in the ring. I just tell them who's going over. I'm the booker. I don't tell them what moves to perform. AJ and Rusev just don't click at all, and it showed in their performances. Strange. AJ had an in-ring performance 68, Rusev 57. There's not many people that AJ can't get a good match out of. Not that I'm saying it was a bad match, but a 70 rating for an AJ match is fucking very low, so a 70C+, not too bad, I guess. Decent way to kick off the night. I'm sure it won't be the worst match tonight, unfortunately, but anyway, let's move on. After the match, Samoa Joe reappears and attacks AJ. Joe locks AJ in the Coquina Clutch and holds the move in until AJ passes out. It's got a 75B- rating. Again, it's a fancy storyline, and this storyline between AJ and Joe is looking really, really strong as we head into SummerSlam. Up next, we have an angle with Big E, Kingston, and Xavier Woods. Again, this is very generic. Nothing really to point out. It's just the New Day backstage, goofing around, trying to build up the number one contender tag team match for tonight, and they got a 66C+. Not bad. I mean, not great, but not bad. It's probably more for just showing them warming up really than a promo, obviously, than maybe having a wee pre-match pep talk or whatever, but I wouldn't go as far as saying it was a full-blown promo. That's why it's generic. That's why I didn't add any, text or dialogue, because it was just, your basic backstage shit. So, a 66C+. I cannot complain with that. It's okay. Let's move on. Up next, we've got Paige confronting Samoa Joe backstage in the hallway. She tells him if he wants action so badly, then he can have it in the main event tonight when he takes on Jeff Hardy. However, instead of this being a punishment, Joe seems to be pretty happy with the match and walks off. This got a 72B-. Very good rating. Samoa Joe got a bonus for high morale, good gimmick, and good momentum. No work at improvements. And yeah man, very good there. I'm happy with how that went. Let's move on there. 72B-. Samoa Joe seems to be the man. He might be the submission. He's submitting these ratings into me, that's for sure. 72B-. Delighted with that. Anyway, let's see what's next. And next we have our second match of the night, and I was right, the AJ one wasn't going to be the worst. And about that subpar wrestling and Little Heat, Asuka defeated Tamina in 6:51 by submission with an Asuka lock, whatever the fuck that is. We got a 61C, and in my opinion, I'm actually happy with that rating. I think that rating with these two, not in a feud, just a, random match, I'm happy enough with that. So, Lana did some good work at ringside. Why the fuck would Lana be at ringside? Is Lana managing Tamina or something? I need to change that. I do not want Lana with Tamina. It might have helped the match rating, to be honest, the fact that she was with her, but I don't have Lana to be plansy Tamina, so need to get rid of that. Anyway, Asuka, in-ring performance 68, Tamina 35. Massive gap between the in-ring performances here. So I'm assuming that Lana, doing some good work at ringside, got this rating bumped up massively. Anyway, let's move on next. And we've got a backstage promo with the Bar, similar to the New Day promo, not a lot being said, just the Bar backstage really talking to each other about tonight's match. 71C+, so a better rating than the New Day promo, which is good. We'll take it as we head into this number one contender tag team match. Anyway, let's see what the next segment is. It's not a segment, it is a match, and it is the Club versus the WWE Smackdown Tag Team Champions, the Bludgeon Brothers. And about that decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat, the Bludgeon Brothers defeated the Club in 5:47 again. Another short match when Harper defeated Carl Anderson by pinfall with a discus clothesline. That's got a 54C-. Carl Anderson had an in-ring performance of 55, Gallows 56, Roden 47, and Harper 61. So yeah, that's the thing about the Bludgeon Brothers. You've got Harper, who is pretty good in the ring, and then you've got Ronan, who really isn't good in the ring. So I mean, there's quite a big difference between the two, even though it might only be 14. That is kind of if you look at the Club, you've got Anderson and Gallows are more or less similar, 55, 56, and the tag champs was a massive difference of 14, so that could be an issue. I guess it means if you're trying to book them, I don't know, you try and focus more on Luke Harper in the build up to the matches. I don't know, we could try and work on that, but anyway, 54C-. officially, as it stands, the worst match of the night. I'm hoping we don't have any more matches that are worse than that. But yeah, let's move on. Not a lot we can do about that. Probably it's due to Ronan's 47 there, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's move on. It's been a good show so far, so we can't really complain about that. Oh yes, up next, another solid rating. It's more than a solid rating actually, it's fucking fantastic. So we're back to the commercial and Daniel Bryan's music hit. So Daniel Bryan makes his way to the ring with a chorus of yes chants. You know, the crowd are going mental for Daniel. Yes, yes, yes. Bryan talks about his career-threatening injury and how he thought he'd never wrestle again. Bryan says despite all that, he managed to return at WrestleMania and chase his dream of once again competing and becoming a champion. Last week he had an opportunity to earn a WWE Championship shot and book a dream match against AJ Styles at SummerSlam. Yet one man took that away from him, and that man is The Miz. Bryan says he can't face AJ at SummerSlam. Then how about he and The Miz finally put an end to this rivalry and challenges him to a match at SummerSlam, which sends the audience into a yes chant frenzy. So there you go, Daniel Bryan obviously holding it against The Miz. He cost him the tournament match last week, and Jesus Christ, man, we've got a comment here interrupting the show, but we'll worry about that in a wee second. And yeah, I don't know, I kind of like how the comments pop up, but I guess sometimes when you're doing this, it kind of... But it's like a cool action scene, you know what I mean? It's kind of like when you're watching Raw and then someone for the crowd runs in and then they get barred by the wrestlers. I guess that's the comparison I could make with it. But anyway, as I was saying, so Bryan obviously feels that Miz cost him last week, so he wants The Miz at SummerSlam. Obviously, they've had a massive feud going on for 7 years now, and SummerSlam would be, you know, a good place to put an end to it. And he's challenged The Miz now for this next angle. This is not. It's going to do shit. I'm going to be honest now. I didn't want to feature The Miz on this show, so the whole storyline was that Miz was shooting, you know, some new film / TV commercial show or whatever, and it was going to be Maurice that answered Daniel Bryan, and she was basically going to say how, you know, her husband's too busy and all this shit, he's above Daniel Bryan, and that, but he would be at Smackdown next week to, you know, confront Bryan or whatever. Unfortunately, I booked that angle, and it turns out that Maurice can't perform on the show due to maternity leave. She can't even be in an angle, so I thought, fuck me. I thought that her maternity leave was up because they already have the child, but apparently not. Apparently she's still out, which I wasn't aware of. So I tried to pick someone from NXT, and the storyline, instead of it being, you know, the Miz's wife, it was going to be his co-host or whatever, his, you know, film star person, and I picked Sarah Stock. So I put, because she had pretty good sex appeal, and that's what I was going to base it off. So called her up to SmackDown, put her in the segment. Turns out I can't run the segment because she's only contracted to get pushed as a road worker. So what I did was I did the next best thing. I looked at the NXT women's roster. I picked whoever I thought was the best looking chick, and I put her into the role of being Miz's, TV / film co-star host or whatever. So this person who I've picked up for NXT is basically working on the set with The Miz, and they are, you know, responding to Bryan instead of The Miz. I admit, it hasn't turned out great. Obviously, I'd have rather Maurice, but shit happens, man, and I've just got to make the best of it, you know what I mean? I could have just fucking cancelled the whole show like a lefty, you know what I mean? But I thought, fuck it, we'll improvise and we'll try and get something good at the show. But I know this rating's going to be absolutely dog shit awful because this person's stats are shocking. But we've tried. It's probably going to kill the entire rating and kill the entire segment. Might even kill the show. But like I said, we've tried. Anyway, let's move on. I was actually expecting worse than that, so here we go. Bryan is answered on the Titantron, but not by The Miz. It's his fellow film co-star Conte. So this is Tainara Conte. She'll be on SmackDown for tonight and tonight only, probably. Conte tells Bryan that Miz is currently working on a project and that he's too busy to answer Bryan. However, she knows he's only interested in main event caliber matches, and perhaps Bryan would be better focusing his attention on some mid-carder for SummerSlam instead. Bryan tells Conti that the only thing Miz works on is being a coward. So big shots there, shots fired for Danny boy. Conti replies and tells him Daniel to call the Miz. Conti replies and tells Daniel to call the Miz a coward next week when he will be at Smackdown. So there you go, got a 52 D+. I'm happy enough with that. Conti's not suited to a gimmick. Conti looked lost out there. Don't really blame her. So it was my fault. I should have picked someone, I don't know, from the Smackdown roster, but I just picked her. So I wanted to try and keep it separate. And Daniel Bryan came out of this looking excellent, which is good. 52 D+ isn't too excellent, but if Daniel Bryan looked good in it, then that's all we can really ask for. Conti got a bonus for a good gimmick. Segment rating got a bonus for being done to a very hot crowd. So, I mean, so far, so good, man. The show's been great. This probably is the worst rating I think we've had, but we can definitely still produce a good rating here. And I don't think this has hurt the storyline too bad. It's not hurt the show too bad. It's done okay. 52 D+. Anyway, let's move on now to the next segment / angle / match / whatever the hell I booked. And it's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Carmella. Remember the tournament or the gauntlet that Paige made for Carmella last week on SmackDown? Carmella will face 4 competitors on the way to SummerSlam. Every time she loses to a competitor in a singles match, they will be added to the SummerSlam Women's Championship match. She lost to Asuka last week, so as things stand, the SummerSlam match is currently Asuka versus Carmella, but if Charlotte wins tonight, Charlotte will be added and it will become a triple threat, with the possibility of a further 2 people being added over the next 2 weeks. And in about the decent wrestling, but in much heat, Carmella defeated Charlotte in 6:37 by pinfall with a fast roll-up. During the match, we also had Peyton Royce run in and attack Charlotte, so it looks like the Iconics here come out, and of course Charlotte in the match perhaps. Charlotte Flair had an in-ring performance of 67, Carmella in-ring performance of 41. The Iconics versus Queen storyline has advanced with this segment. Charlotte Flair is improving in performance skills, and yeah, that is it really. Decent rating, I guess, for what it is, women's match. Oh my god. Talking about decent ratings, this just definitely isn't a decent rating. So the Iconics attack Charlotte Flair in the ring, leave her down and out. Got a 32 plus, fucking shocking, man. The Usos cut back, do a promo backstage, so like I say, it's basically similar to the Bar and similar to the New Day. Jay and Jimmy Uso apparently not suited to their gimmicks. Got a 61C rating, which is not too bad. Next, we have the debut of Mandy Rose. So Mandy Rose is here for the SmackDown debut. She gets in the ring with a microphone. Rose says this is the moment everyone has been waiting for, but she has some bad news. Rose says that they can all wait a little longer. Mandy Rose says nobody in this arena deserves to see her wrestle, and that these losers can't handle a real woman. So the Golden Goddess was supposed to debut tonight, but it looks like she has postponed it. So this rating got a 64C. When will we see Mandy Rose back? Will we see her back next week? Who knows what's going to happen? How will Paige respond to this? With Mandy Rose just cancelling like that, saying that the fans are not worthy. Interesting here. Don't know what will happen from this moment on, but I think that's a very good rating, a 64C. Obviously, this was based on the sex appeal of Mandy Rose, and that appears to have worked pretty well. So, I mean, if I based this on microphone skills, she probably would have got like a 30 at best. And the sex appeal's obviously doubled that. If she came out naked, it would have been 164 triple A rating, but we'll take the C64 for now, man. We're not too greedy. We'll work on it in the future. We'll see, maybe we can get a layer of clothing off week by week and try and work up to that, mighty A. But for now, 64C is not too bad. Up next, so we have the number 1 contender match for the WWE Tag Team titles, and holy shit, I see that 81B rating and I cannot believe it. What a fantastic rating that is for this match. And about that good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, New Day defeated the Bar and the Usos in 14:31. The order of elimination was the Usos first and then the Bar. And Xavier did some good work at ringside. 81B rating. New Day have great chemistry as to the Usos. And the in-ring ratings of this match where 70 for Big E, 71 for Kingston, 82 for Sheamus, 76 for Cesaro, and 68 for both of the Usos. Smackdown Tag Team Championship storyline has started with this segment. Happy with that, 81 B rating, very good, very delighted, and it's going to be the New Day that progress to SummerSlam to face the Bludgeon Brothers for the WWE Smackdown Tag Team Championships. Next, we've got Jeff Hardy backstage being interviewed by Renee Young. Jeff is backstage with Renee Young. Hardy says all he's wanted is to face either Shinsuke Nakamura, me no speak English, or Randy the Psycho can't decide which gimmick he wants to be, Randy Orton one-on-one. Hardy said he's sick of being attacked from behind. He's sick of being hit in the nuts, basically. And now tonight, he's to face another guy that likes to attack from behind, and that man is Samoa Joe. Hardy says, well, all that ends now because the creatures of the night have his back. Fucking lame, I know, but what else can you do? A 65C, not too bad. And the US Championship storyline has advanced with this segment. And Jeff Hardy got a bonus for good momentum, so happy days. Jeff Hardy on a roll there. And in the main event, in a decent match, Samoa Joe defeated Jeff Hardy in 13:47 by submission with a Coquina clutch. During the match, we also had Nakamura run in and attack Jeff Hardy. So Nakamura obviously attacking Jeff, another low blow, costing Jeff the match perhaps. That low blow allowed Samoa Joe to take advantage, lock in the submission, get the win, 73 B-. Joe in the in-ring performs a 70, Jeff Hardy 63, and the United States Championship storyline has advanced for this segment and obviously gained heat due to Nakamura coming in and getting involved. After the match we've got Joe and Nakamura. They're attacking Jeff Hardy in the ring, beating him down. You know, Jeff's down, he's fucked, he's battered. It's as if he's been on the cocaine for 10 days straight. Jeff Hardy is absolutely annihilated due to the beating from Joe and Nakamura. Jeff Hardy is getting better at his gimmick. The US Championship storyline has advanced and gained heat again. We've got a 78 B rating. And then what's this? The phenomenal nobody wants none, but Joe and Nakamura are going to get some because here comes AJ Styles. Jeff Hardy obviously being attacked by the two in the ring. Seeing this, so AJ Styles comes running in and fights them both off, saving Jeff Hardy from a serious beating. Well, someone that was lying flat out in the ground that looked like they've been on cocaine for 10 days straight has probably already had a serious beating, but we get what the game means. Alan Jones, AJ coming in to save Jeff Hardy before he gets killed basically, and he fights off Nakamura and Samoa Joe to end the show, and this got a 74 B- rating, and I am more than happy with that to end the show. It's advanced both storylines, the World Championship and the US Championship. No worker improvements, unfortunately, but yeah, man, we'll take what we get. Very good. You can see the dirt sheet. Everything there is being positive, apart from the segment rating. The segment rating was limited for being short, so perhaps we could have added maybe an extra minute to this, but I believe it was just, to show AJ can make the save. I didn't really want to make it like a 5-minute thing, so I think we gave it, was it 2 minutes? 3 minutes? I mean, how much longer does AJ saving Jeff Hardy really need to be? So there you go, a 74 B-. I did say to you guys that coming into this, I thought this would be the best show we've done so far in terms of rating, because I tried to focus more on matches. Don't get me wrong, with some decent segments as well, and I think we're going to do very well here. I am very impressed with how this went. I'll be shocked if we don't get at least a 75, and that is just my opinion going into this. There were some of the angles were great, some of the match ratings were great, and we're going to see what we get now. I'm going to go with 77B, but let's see. Oh man, are you shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? A 69, how's it getting a 69C plus when I had all those I don't know. I do not fucking know how that's happened. I really don't. The general feeling is that WWE don't have interesting storylines going on. This show increased our popularity in 3 regions, but the show lost popularity in 18 regions. My god, man, I don't get that. I really don't get that. I mean, there were so many good ratings in there. I just don't know how this show was so bad. With that title match, 81 rating. We got Daniel Bryan calling it the Miz, that got an 80 rating. Joe coming out, interrupting AJ, got an 82 rating. You look at the matches, there's some solid matches in there. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, there was nothing awful apart from the Iconics. So, how this got a 69C+? I don't get it, guys. I really don't. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I really don't know, man. I'm lost for words here. I just don't know how it was that bad. To not get in the 70s, like, it makes no sense. It really doesn't make any sense. It should have been a lot higher than that. But what can we do? I suppose the only consolation was it wasn't worse than the last show we did. It was the same as Raw. Another 69C+, so we're not going backwards. I'd say we're still going in the right direction as we head to SummerSlam. So, I don't know, man. At least the show it wasn't worse. It was the same as Raw. I mean, but I don't know. I am surprised. Like, I don't really know what else to say. What other shows were on the night? So obviously with the Smackdown Live that got a 69C+. TV did a 19.44. I believe that's the highest TV rating we've got out of the 4 shows. So at least there's something there. The ratings went up. The TV ratings went up. The show rating though, like I said, staying the same. CMML, they did a 51 on their show. What about Noah? What did they do? They did a 60C. So I don't know. And BJW, what the fuck that is? Big Japan Pro Wrestling did a 50D+. Right, so let's check our mail. Johnny Gargano, we don't really give a shit what he's got to say. Kathy Kelly, drug test fees was 26k. I think that's a good rating actually for it was a 19.44. Raw did an 18.80, so there you go. Yeah, it was better. We're moving in the right direction when it comes to the TV ratings, so at least that is one positive. Oh my god, I've got another incident involving Renee Young. She was caught doing drugs last week. I wonder what she's been caught doing this week. Holy shit. Again, Renee Young's been identified as a soft drug user by WWE Drugs Testing Policy. That's twice she's failed the drug test, man. That's shocking. As the drug testing is done in-house, the press have not gotten hold of the story, so there is no potential for damage to company prestige. As her employer, you now have to choose how to deal with this situation. So I don't get it, man. Maybe Dean Ambrose is a lunatic fringe, is a bad influence on Renee. Maybe it's his drugs that she's taking. Who knows, man? I think last time I gave her take no action. This time, fining the worker is a medium probability to get her of getting her to improve her behaviour, but also carries medium risk of accepting them. The fine is based on their pay bracket and is given to charity. I'm going to give her a fine. Because that's 2 weeks. It's back to... Renee Young has improved her behaviour as a result of your handling of this incident. So, there you go. Renee Young is happy at this action, which is good. Good to see that. We didn't piss her off. And, yeah, she's still employed. Hopefully she doesn't die before next week's show because, a drug overdose, because she's like the only good backstage interview I think we've got at Smackdown. Probably the only interview we've got. I mean, if she does an overdose, who the hell is going to interview everyone backstage? I mean, we're going to have to use some shite unknown guy who's going to drag the ratings down even worse, and we can't get worse than a 69C+. We need to go up. We need to move in the right direction, and at the moment, we're not really doing that, guys, are we? We're not really doing that. If I keep up those 69C+, I'm going to be getting a wee phone call from Mr. McMahon. He's going to be saying, "You're fired." That's what we're going to be getting. So, I don't know, we need to do something drastically. We need to get those ratings up. But, yeah, man, before we end it then, we'll go and have a quick look here at the top 100. We'll see where that show fits in. And, yeah, so the top 100 in terms of shows, then you can see joint with the Raw. So, 2 69C+, and we just need to try and improve on that. In terms of matches, so that New Day match, as you can see, going to number 1, which is good. You can see Samoa Joe here is defeated. He's on a good run at the moment. He's been delivering decent matches as well, so Samoa Joe there doing not too bad. So, what's the worst match we've had so far? Let's see. It's the Iconic defeating Amber Nova and Ronnie Nicole. What a shocking match that was as well. A 30E+. Probably hard to get much worse than that. And what else have we got? We'll look at the attendances. So funny, that Smackdown show, which I thought was the best in terms of actual ratings for the matches and segments and shit, it's been the lowest attended show so far. Highest attended show is the first Raw that we did, 13,411. I don't know, maybe people are finding out that WWE shit, so that less people are turning up. Could be it. If you actually look at it, every show the rating has been getting less, so I mean it's not too great, is it, man? It's a wee bit worrying, but I don't know, guys. I don't know what we're going to do. Not a lot we can do, really. Just need to try and keep going and see how we can progress, and there's been no pay-per-view buy rates just yet. Right, last thing I want to do before we go, let's have a quick look at the Smackdown storylines and see how they've advanced after the show. And we'll see what's happening. So we've got the Iconics versus the Queen. That's a 49D+. It's not too bad, I guess, for what it is. Match in the making. Miz and Bryan, 76B-. Very happy with that rating. We need to try and keep this pretty heated. So 67B- is good. Don't want to get any less than that, though. Tag Team Championships is a 73B-. I've basically just been rated off that match, I think. So far, so good for this feud. Golden Goddess, Mandy Rose, teases her WWE Universe with her debut. I didn't get rated, even though I don't know, maybe you have to actually interact them with someone. I don't think somebody doing a segment or angle by themselves is enough to start the storyline. So we'll look at that as we head on. The US Championship storyline, 74B- heat, very good. Women's Championship, 63C. And the World Championship, 75B-. So you see the SmackDown storylines do seem to be doing pretty well. As for the Raw Women's Championships, doing awful at the moment, 34E+. The Shield versus Ziggler McIntyre's got a 70C+. Ronda versus Stephanie McMahon's C-, 54. Relationship problems between Bayley and Sasha's got a 40D-. Money in the Bank between Owens and Strowman has got a 66C+. Lesnar Lashley, 68, C+, and B team to be deleted. It's the storyline between the Raw Tag Champs. It's got a 48D+. So I think SmackDown is probably edging it at the moment in terms of the storylines heading into Summerslam. But like I said, a lot can change, and a lot probably will change. We've still got 2 more shows to go, 2 more SmackDowns, 2 more Raws before we get to SummerSlam. We need to try and improve these ratings as we head into one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. Biggest party of the summer. And yeah, that's it, guys. Leave me your comments and thoughts down below. If there's any changes you'd like to see me make, if you've got any advice to try and get these ratings up, then let me know. But until next time, been Son of Scotland 90. Hopefully I get no more sore heads, headaches, or anything that completely fucking wipes me out of the game and takes me out of the action. But until next time, peace.